Shalom, shalom, shalom. So the officer went over a lot of heavy points, a lot of topics that our people deal with. All right. Get me 2 Corinthians 11. 2 Corinthians 11 and 4. Because not just this holiday, this wicked holiday that our people are about to deal with, but we have to realize where it comes from. All right, read.
2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 4. For if he that cometh preaching another Jesus.
So we know that Jesus, well, not just they say that Christmas is Jesus' birthday, but we get that from what? Christianity. All right? Christianity teaches a Jesus contrary to the Bible.
Yes.
All right, read.
Whom we have not preached.
Whom we have not preached, right? We haven't preached the so-called white Jesus, right? Read.
Or if ye receive another spirit.
The spirit that comes with Christianity, that's why a lot of the men in the churches are what? They have a sodomite spirit. They are sodomites, or they have effeminate spirits.
Right.
That comes from Christianity. That's the spirit that this is talking about. Read.
Which ye have not received. Or another gospel.
Another gospel. That goes anything contrary to what we're teaching today. And that goes into Christmas. Christmas is not taught in the Bible. In the Bible, it's not taught, but it's taught in the Christian churches.
Right.
All right, we have to start realizing the lies that we have received and come back and start keeping the true gospel. Read.
Which ye have not accepted. Ye might well bear with him.
That's why the prophets have come out every Saturday in different cities and states teaching the truth.
That's right.
All right, read.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 24.
Bring it up.
For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets.
So false Christ, it says, we're getting a warning. This is in the book of Matthew. We're getting a warning that we're going to have false Christs. People that say, oh, look, this is Jesus, right? Read.
And shall show great signs.
Read it from the top.
For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets.
Prophets are the ones that's in your Christian churches today.
Right.
Teaching you to celebrate Christmas.
Right.
Not teaching you that Christmas is a lie.
That's right.
Read.
And shall show great signs and wonders.
Saying, oh, you blessed in the blood of Jesus. Read.
And so much that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
It says that there's going to be false prophets that shall deceive the very elect with the false image of Christ. We have to find out who the elect are. Isaiah 45. This is why the Bible says precept has to be upon precept, line upon line, because we haven't been taught the Bible in its true context.
That's right.
All right? The Matthew 24:24 says to be false prophets teaching the false Christ that it said, if it were possible, shall deceive the very elect of our people. We're going to see who the elect are. Read.
Isaiah chapter 45, verse 4.
Bring it up.
For Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, mine elect.
The Bible is in its own dictionary. It says that God's elect is Israel. So when you precept that with Matthew 24, it says that a false Christ shall deceive the children of Israel. The Israelites, according to the Bible, which is you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
That's right.
Hey, brothers that's walking over to the store. Let me talk to y'all real quick. Right now, we going over teaching that the image that y'all see of a white Jesus is a false image.
That's right.
Jesus looked like this. This is a closer depiction of what Jesus looked like. Jesus would be considered a so-called black man today.
That's right.
That's the true gospel that we out here teaching. That's why we come out here to teach our people, because our people do not read. Our people do not study. And we know and we understand that. All right? Give me Deuteronomy 28:15. So the reason that we are in our state is because we haven't been keeping the laws of God.
Right.
God's laws, statutes, and commandments. That's why we're in the lower state as a people. Because in Deuteronomy 28, it's very essential in us knowing who we are as a people. Start at verse 1. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 1.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So it says, if the children of Israel hearken, which means to listen to the voice of our God is this Bible. Read.
To observe to do all his commandments,
It says that we observe and do, which are action words. Read.
which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of.
He said he would set the so-called black man, Hispanic man, and Native American man above all nations of the earth. But right now, you can tell that we're not in that current state.
Right.
Go to jump to verse 15. Read.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So it says, if we didn't listen, if we didn't hearken, which means to listen. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So it says curses will come upon our people. So celebrating Christmas is a curse that if we celebrate it, that's why we remain in the current conditions that we in as a people. When we celebrate New Year's, that is a reason why we are in the state as a people. We have to stop celebrating the ways of the heathen. Read.
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
It says, cursed shall thou be in the city. Cursed shall we be in LaGrange, Georgia.
Right.
Cursed shall we be in Atlanta, Georgia.
Right.
For going contrary to what the Most High God gave us and told us to do. All right. Jump to 32.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
So it says, cursed shall we be as a people. It says, and our children will be taken from us. When did that happen? All right. But you know what? Get me Jeremiah 10. So we're gonna deal with what a lot of people call Christmas. Hey brothers, y'all gonna celebrate Christmas in a couple days? All right, come here. Let me talk to y'all about it. I ain't gonna hold y'all long, but let me talk to y'all about it. What does Christmas mean to you? Gifts. Christmas means gifts. Come on across the street. Let me tell y'all who were the gifts. Who were the gifts? But so why do y'all celebrate Christmas? Hold on, let me start. What's your name?
Miriam.
You said Marion?
Miriam.
Marion? Antoine? What's your name? Man? All right, man. All right, so you say you celebrate Christmas because of what?
It's Jesus' birthday.
You said it's Jesus' birthday? All right, we're gonna find out if that's true or a lie. All right, why you celebrate Christmas? You said Jesus' birthday? Why you celebrate Christmas? Jesus' birthday? All right, who taught you that?
White people.
White people. White people church. Okay, so, all right. So you said white people taught you and in the church, right? All right. So today you're going to get the truth according to the Bible.
Yes,
all right? So let's start at Deuteronomy 28. So the Bible talks about a special people throughout the book, all right? It has an audience who are the children of Israel, okay? Like when you read any book, what? They have a main character, right? So in this Bible, the main character is the children of Israel, who is God's chosen people. Did y'all know God had a chosen people? All right, well, you learned something new today. Let me prove that, though. Go to Deuteronomy 7:6. God has a chosen people, the children of Israel, which on this sign explains who they are. It's 12 tribes, right? Which is the so-called the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Read what you got.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6.
This is me proving what I stated before. I said that the children of Israel are God's chosen people. Read.
For thou art an holy people.
Holy means separate. So he said, for thou art a holy people, the people on this side. Read.
The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
If something is special to you, is it like everything else? If something is special to you, is it like everything else? Right? It says that God has a special people. All right, read.
Unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So he says he has a special people above all people on the face of the earth, which is the Israelites, according to the Bible. All right? Go to Deuteronomy 28. Because what I'm trying to do is trying to prove to you who you are so you can see yourself in this book. All right? Once I do that, then I'll show you, then I'll prove to you that it's not Christ's birthday. All right? Read. Deuteronomy 28:15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken.
It says if we will not hearken, if the children of Israel won't hearken to God, read.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments.
So coming up, you're about to observe Christmas. That when you get presents and things, that means you observe. So he says we have to observe and to do his commandments. All right, so we have to figure out what his commandments are. Read.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
It said curses are going to come upon you and overtake his people.
Verse 37.
You said your mama wants you? All right, hey, this is the most important information you ever going to learn in your life. All right? So, I mean, I understand, but you celebrating Christmas is keeping us as a people in this current state that we in. That's not helping us as a people. So that's what I'm trying to teach you, because you said, right, you said the white man in church has taught you Christmas is Jesus' birthday. So I'm trying to teach you the truth because you've been taught lies. All right? Ain't nobody gonna do that going to school,
Right.
going to college. That's not teaching you the truth. So that's why we out here. We're trying to teach you the truth according to the Bible.
That's
So I understand that your mama wants you, but right now we the only ones that's trying to look out for your salvation, for your soul right now. So that's why it's important you listen to what we're saying. Like I said, I understand, but right now this is more important than anything you got going on. Like I said, I ain't gonna be long, but I'm trying to teach you the truth according to the Bible. So you're no longer teaching lies. Being taught lies. All right. And if you want, let me finish going over this. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
It says we shall become an astonishment. When people look at our people as a whole, how do they look at us? The other nations. When I say other nations, I mean like Chinese people. They look down on us, right? You see? Read. So this verse just said we are an astonishment, right? An astonishment is like something like you be like, wow. Like you're like either when you look at us, you like, what's going? Like you said, they look down upon us. Read.
A proverb.
A proverb is a wise saying. Like all black folks like chicken, which is not true, but that's what they think. Or watermelon, right? Read.
And a byword.
A byword is anything outside your God-given name. Would you be considered? Is your dad a so-called black man? So you would be from the tribe of Judah. All right, you wouldn't be a so-called black or African American. Those were bywords that was given to you. All right, jump to verse 68. So right now I'm just going over. These are signs for us to know that we are God's chosen people. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
When you look on the back of a dollar bill, what do you see? No, not the president, but what do you see on a dollar bill? You said numbers. What else? You see like a pyramid, right? Where's the pyramid? In Egypt, right? So read that again.
And the Lord shall bring thee again into Egypt.
So the Israelites, when they were in Egypt with Moses, you remember? Have y'all ever heard the story of Moses when he went to Pharaoh and said, "Let my people go"? You never heard that story? Well, in Egypt, when we came to America, this wasn't the first time that we were slaves. In Egypt, we were serving under the Egyptians. We were slaves under the Egyptians.
That's right.
So read it from the top.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So he said he's gonna bring the Israelites into Egypt with his slavery again. We're gonna see how this time we're gonna go into slavery. Read.
With ships.
So he said this time the Israelites on this sign going to slavery is gonna be by way of ship. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So since we got brought to this side of the world, have you been to your homeland? Is America your homeland? America your homeland? You guess so. It's not your homeland. Your homeland is where you reside. A Chinese person says, "I'm from China," right? You're not from Africa, America. You can't get a passport and say, "I'm going back to Africa, America." And that's why we are mentally in slavery, because the fact that you even say, "Yeah, I guess," you don't even care to know where you come from. Look how much damage they've done to us as a people. You the youth, bruh. You the next one that's stepping up to the plate to be able to take the charge to take our our people to the next level.
That's
And
right.
you don't even care.
Right?
You got to change your mindset. You know who did that? Like you said, the white man taught you Christmas.
Right?
You have to change your mindset, bruh. Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
It says, we shall not see it no more again. Keep reading. Finish it out.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
It says, we shall be sold to our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. Slaves. Slaves. Read. Finish that out.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man shall redeem us. We had Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. We had men try to get us, Barack Obama. They've tried to get men to get us out of our current situation, but it hasn't happened. Give me Jeremiah 10. All right, so now I'm about to go into Christmas, right? Because y'all say it's Jesus' birthday. Well, we're about to read a chapter in Jeremiah where it states, we're going to see what it states. Read.
Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 1.
Read it out.
Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
So this is God talking to the Israelites. Read.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen,
So God just said, don't learn the way of the heathen, which is the other nations. Read.
and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
So it says, not be dismayed at the signs of heaven. That goes into the astrology and things of that nature, you know, worshiping of the stars and the moon. Read.
For the heathens are dismayed at them.
That's what the other nations do. Read.
For the customs of the people are vain.
It says the customs of the people are vain, which mean lies. So the customs that we celebrate, Christmas, Thanksgiving, when they massacre your brothers and sisters, the Indians, that's our people. Read.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
So what does this sound like to you? I want y'all to think into y'all imagination. It said, one cutteth a tree out of the forest. Read that part again.
For one cutteth a tree out the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe.
So it's a man with an axe, and he goes into a forest. Read.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
So they have a tree, they cut it, and they deck it with silver and with gold. Read.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
So they hammer it into the ground, so it moved not. Because there was an old folk tale that trees could walk. Read.
They are upright as the palm tree.
So back then, it was a palm tree, but now we use the evergreen tree. Well, over time, modern day, they use the evergreen tree. Read.
But speak not. They must need be born,
Be born means to be carried. You have to carry the tree. Read.
because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do any evil.
So this goes into us. This goes into a time where we worship the trees. So this, I'm telling you, what would y'all consider what we just read? It says, an axeman that cuts a tree out of the forest and decks it with silver and with gold. At what point was that? What does that remind you of? It says, do not. At first, it says, don't follow the way of the heathen, right? It says, which is the other nations. It says, a man that takes an axe and cuts a tree and deck it with silver and with gold. What does that sound like to you? Sound like what? You said a lumberjack? I'm talking about the holiday. Yes, as a lumberjack, I'm talking about the holiday. You don't know? So you don't even care to know. I'm talking, all right, man. And Antoine, so what does that sound like? What we just read in Jeremiah 10, what does that sound like to you? It says an axeman that cutteth a tree out of a forest and deck it with silver and with gold. What does that sound like? What holiday does that sound like? Sound like what? Christmas. How old are you, man? You 13 and you got some sense. You said it sounds like Christmas because that is true. That's something that God says that we shouldn't celebrate. All right? Do y'all don't realize the history that comes behind Christmas? Like, are the elves? Y'all believe a white man? Well, I know y'all don't believe it, but the fact to celebrate a white man coming down a chimney and giving gifts, that's foolishness. And to even celebrate it just because of gifts, go to Revelation 11. Y'all don't realize y'all was the gifts. Y'all was the gifts. You know what? The white man used to give y'all to other men, to have. So Master Johnson would give you to Master Charles down the street as a gift. You know? And all they did now was make it where it's more commercial, and now we just do it. We just do it without knowing why we do it. All right? Read.
Revelation chapter 11 verse 10. Bring it on. and they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them.
So it says they shall rejoice. It says the ones that dwell on the earth shall rejoice. The white man today, he's rejoicing because you celebrate a holiday that he created. That's not your holiday. He created it, but you celebrate it. It's not yours. You're supposed to be celebrating the holy days that are in the Bible. Hanukkah, which is Feast of Dedication. That's what you're supposed to be celebrating. Passover, the destruction of our enemies. Those are things you're supposed to be celebrating, not Christmas, not Thanksgiving. Just doing it because it's been taught to you doesn't mean it's right. Read.
And make merry, and shall send gifts.
And it says, and make merry. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Read.
And shall send gifts.
And shall send what?
Send gifts.
It says, after they make merry, they shall send gifts, which was all of us. Read.
One to another.
One to another.
Because these two prophets,
the two prophets is Judah and Israel. Read.
Tormented them.
Because we tormented the other nations. At one time, in the dark ages, we ruled as a people. We was kings. We was ruling as a people. So we tormented the other nations. We tormented the so-called white man. They was underneath us. And then in the Renaissance period is when they had their rebirth. Read.
Tormented them that dwelt on the earth. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them.
So what I'm trying to teach y'all is that Christmas is not our custom. At the end of the day, you're an Israelite according to the Bible. You're an Israelite according to the Bible from the tribe of Judah. So if anybody asks you, what's your nationality? I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. That has meaning. Calling yourself an African American has no meaning. So that's what I'm trying to teach y'all, in that you're supposed to be keeping God's holidays, not holidays of man. Give me Colossians 2:8. You're not supposed to be celebrating the traditions just because it's been taught to you over time. Doesn't make it right. All right? Y'all have to wake up. The youth, y'all gotta wake up, bro. Y'all can no longer be in this lower state as just of not caring. You see what I'm saying? Y'all gotta take. Can y'all get these brothers some flyers?
Hey, officer, we got some questions for you.
Okay. Yeah, y'all get these brothers some flyers. Hey, I appreciate y'all time, man. Hey, bro, that spirit. Hey, bro, you gotta change, bro. You gotta change, bro. You gotta want to learn who you are, bro. You God's greatest gift on this earth, bro. You gotta realize that, bro.
That's right.
You gotta realize that, bro.
Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcasts, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.